Two brothers bought a piece of land online, but the old shed on it changed their lives forever. Henry and Tom were excited. They had bought cheap land at an online auction and couldn't wait to see it. The place was rough, full of weeds, and clearly needed work. But in the middle of the land stood something unexpected, an old shed not shown on the map. It looked abandoned, locked with a heavy chain. Curious, they broke it open. Inside, the air was damp and the walls were covered in mold. At the back, they found strange boxes filled with dusty blueprints, documents, and black and white photos of a family from long ago. One name kept appearing, RS. The symbol beside it, a triangle turned upside down, felt oddly familiar. They took everything to the library but found no answers. So they placed an ad in the local newspaper asking if anyone knew who RS was. For weeks, nothing happened. Then one morning, a historian called, but what he said changed their life forever. The historian told the brothers that RS stood for Robert Stevenson. He was a rich man who lived in the 1800s. The historian believed Robert might be their ancestor. He then showed them an old blueprint. It looked just like the one the brothers had. But there was one big difference. A room was missing in his version. It was the same place where the old shed now stood. Henry and Tom looked at each other. They felt something was strange. Without wasting time, they got back into their car and rushed to the land. Once they reached the shed, they went inside again. This time, they searched carefully. Henry noticed the floor sounded different when he walked on a certain spot. After stepping on it a few times, they heard a hollow sound. They pulled open a wooden hatch hidden in the floor. Under it was a ladder leading into darkness. Henry climbed down first. Tom followed. What they saw was a small living room, dusty and old, but still in one piece. There were couches, tables, cups, and even framed photos. One of the photos was of Robert Stevenson and his family. Some of their facial features looked like Henry and Tom. Behind one of the paintings, they found a letter and a small key. The letter said that whoever found this, if they were a true heir, could claim the Stevenson treasure. The brothers were shocked. They searched more carefully and then noticed something strange about a cabinet. It moved slightly when touched. They pushed the cabinet aside and found a locked chest behind it. The old key fit perfectly. Inside the chest were golden coins and more old papers. They couldn't believe it. They packed everything and took it to the historian. The historian looked through the papers and confirmed it. Henry and Tom were direct descendants of Robert Stevenson. The treasure was rightfully theirs. With the gold, they rebuilt the old house using the blueprint. They also built a small museum on the land to share their story. That museum showed the items they found and told the history of their family. What started as a cheap land purchase became a life-changing discovery.